Hello, and welcome to another battle report between the dwarves and the aliens. This time I decided to go with 2,500 points. This is really the limit of the models that I have, at least in the alien hive side. The standard is supposed to be 2,000. I guess that's for tournaments, but it really eliminates a lot of the big units in the game, uh, especially the epic units. So I'm going to push the limit in the future, but for the most part, I'm going to stick around 2,000, 2,500 or below. And this is one of those instances where I'm going to push it a little bit further than the 2,000 points. Up until now, the dwarves have been doing very well. They lost the last game, but that was because of the luck of the draw on the cards, literally. So let's take a look at the armies. All right, so the alien hives, they're going to get assault grunts, a set of 10. These guys are going to have furious, poison, and melee, and no retreat. The reason why I like furious and poison is because if you look at it, furious, you need, let's see here, furious. When charging, hits from unmodified rolls of 6 are multiplied by 2. And then poison, you get poison at -1 to regeneration and must re-roll unmodified defense rolls of 6 when blocking hits. So this is very good for attacking. You get a lot of attacks, especially with the serrated claws. You get armor piercing 4, but you only hit on a 5 anyway. So rolling a 6 to get the double hits is going to happen a lot more for these guys on all their hits. The 50% chance of doubling it. So that's a good purchase right there. Poison and melee, this is really good for low defense units, especially anything that you hit with this AP4. That poison is going to mess you up pretty bad. Then a no retreat, it would be nice to get them up to a 20 unit, but to have all these guys, they are close combat experts, so you want to be able for them to stick in a fight, and no retreat does that. Then we have our winged grunts with the veteran warrior with wings. This guy is a little bit more, he's going to be their hard hitter, but he's really just a very good quality guy, nothing super spectacular. He has brood leaders, so he gets some move units. That's leadership. He regenerates, he flies, ambush, so he can go along with the wing grunts. And he gets 3 attacks shooting, 2 attacks up close, so he is pretty shooty because the wing grunts are shooters. They have 2 attacks at long range, only 1 attack close range, and then I've got 2 snipers. And the reason why I like the snipers on the wing grunts is because they hit on a 2+. So they make these guys do some sort of damage pretty much every round. You're on the clock when these guys are around. So they have ambush flying, and that's why the veteran warriors with them. They have no retreat, so I don't like having these big units run away when they only took 5 damage. They have poison and melee and furious, so really if somebody is getting too close for their comfort, then these 2 can come into play. Then we've got our Snatcher Lord with his small unit of Soul Snatchers. These guys, because of Scout Strider, they usually scout up the board and then try to attack that first round that they can. Then we've got 2 sets of Hive Guardians. These guys are my elite. They have the best ratings. They have a lot of attacks, especially a long range. Well, 18-inch range. 3 attacks, AP2s. That's 9 attacks at AP2, hitting on 3s. So these guys are very good. However, they haven't been performing well lately, so we'll see what happens with them. Then we've got some hive swarms that I threw in there for the 2,500 point game. They have ambush because I got the burrow attack, so they come out of the ground, and they just throw a lot of attacks. They have quality 6, defense 6, tough 3. They're just a throwaway unit just to go in there and throw a lot of attacks at people and hopefully hit them. The other new unit is the Flamer Beast. This one has 2 attacks, AP1 blast. Usually the blasts have no AP, but the reason why I like having a flamer on a beast or a vehicle is because usually they have 4 up on the quality, and the reliable makes it a 2 up. So spitting flame is actually a really good. It could do up to 6 damage if you're going after big units. Not very good against something large, which is why I put the serrated claw in there, so at least it'll get 3 attacks against something big with 4 armor piercing. So if it gets into a tight spot with some big monster or vehicle, then at least it can use this in a pinch. Then, of course, all the other points went into the Devourer Beast. This is a souped up version of what was in the last game. It has regeneration, it has battering tusk, so it has impact, 6 impact. We already know about its deadly sniper right here. I mean, this thing is brutal. 3 attacks, AP2, deadly 3 sniper. So even though it already has a quality of 3, which is really good, now with the sniper, if it shoots, it's going to be hitting on 2s. So it's 3 attacks hitting on 2. So chances are you're going to hit with all 3. The armor piercing is 2, so it's going to penetrate a lot of our. So if you go up against a vehicle with toughness 2 or defensive 2, excuse me, then half of them are going to get through. So you're going to do at least 3 damage, possibly 6 against the toughest of enemies while shooting at them. So they're not really good. You know, this aspect really is designed to go up against vehicles or monsters, which is why the Flamer Beast pairs up so well with the Devourer Beast. All right, so let's look at the Dwarves. Got the standard loadout here. I've got this Dwarf Champion. It's hooked up with the Warriors. I didn't put it on there properly. Seems to be just a duplicate. I don't know what this is doing here. Anyway, ignore this part. This is not part of the army. This Dwarf Champion is with the Warriors. He's got battle lore. He's a guild lord. And so basically he's going to be giving +1 AP to all their shots. So all these rifles get AP1. Plasma pistol is going to be AP5. Don't need that. Rail M are going to get AP3. So this guy really helps them out. They are going to have medical training, spectrum scanner, which I always forget to use, but the medical training is very important to give them regeneration, makes these guys very difficult to get rid of. The Jetpack Warriors don't have the medical training, but they do have better weapons, especially close combat. Now, because they're not slow, they're going to be flying around and getting into people's faces, especially off of the ambush. And so, as usual, I have those short-range weapons and very good close-range weapons. For instance, the iron shotguns is what I go for because it gives, even though it's only 6 inches, I plan on being very close to an enemy, hitting them 2 shots each, AP2, and because of the battle lore, it's going to be AP3. So the shotguns hit a beautiful sweet spot there. And then if I have to get into close combat, I've got plenty of shot gauntlets here. That'll be 6 attacks, AP4, in addition to a plasma axe and bashes. So they're an all-around really good unit, especially with that ambush. I can choose my ground with these guys. So that's another big unit. They will not start on the board. These guys won't start on the board because they're going to be in the APC, which is over here. I've got the super heavy fusion rifle, which is to blow up big things. And the reason why I like that is because the warrior is going to pop out and deal with the little things. And so the fusion rifle is supposed to deal with something very large. I like that AP. And then we've got a Berserk Veteran because I needed some points to fill out the rest. He's got 1 attack, AP2, deadly 3. But he also has the Slayer rule. So if you go up against something tough, like a monster, Slayer rule says this you get AP2 against models that have tough 3 or higher. So the Slayer is going to be going after big monsters, and he has battle haste, which means he's not slow, he regenerates. So this is, even though he's kind of out there not on his own, when he gets his buddies, the berserkers, together, this is going to be a very good addition to an army. Then I've got all my Thunder support that I've ever printed. Got heavy machine guns and mortars. Mortars are there just to drop pills on people. Haven't had too much success with them, but it's good to have something that can reach out and touch you, that, you know, somebody that's hiding, maybe holding onto a marker or something. Talked about the APC already. 2 attack vehicles, because I printed out 2 for some reason. They have been doing really well because 2 attacks. You're going to hit with 1 AP4 deadly. Going after monsters or vehicles is, you know, they're just not really worth going after usually, and they put the big monsters and vehicles on a timer though. So do you go after these guys early to protect your monsters and your vehicles? I don't know, because that's a lot of shots you're gonna have to put into them. Tough or defense 2, toughness 6. That's going to take a while to kill one of these attack vehicles. They're fast. They have Strider. I've become a pretty big believer in these attack vehicles. Battle Tank. Battle Tank did not do as well as I'd hoped last game. Got the anti-tank cannon to deal with big things, and then twin heavy flamers to deal with smaller guys. You get that 2 attacks. So one's going to go through, well, actually it's reliable, so you're probably going to get those 2 through. So you're going to blow up 6 things, 6, let's say, grunts that have defense of 5. You're going to make a defense of 6. Yeah, you could take out a lot of guys with these. So that's the intention behind the battle tank. So here's the setup. We basically have 4 objectives right across. The other objective is behind here. Everything you see here, these ponds, this is difficult terrain, these ponds. This slows you down. The hills give you some height. This slows you down. Hindering terrain over here in the forest. And then of course we have the buildings. And this is the other side. As we could see, you know, we were talking about the objective on the other side of the building. The Dwarves set up, they don't have a lot of stuff. They've got their mortars hiding in the forest, APC with the warriors inside. Attack vehicles over here, flanking the tanks and the machine gunners. The alien hives scout up with their snatchers. Got the assault grunts hiding in the forest. And then we've got the flamer, you can barely see him over here. He's hiding behind the devourer. And then we've got our guardians on the right flank. I know this is a light flank here. I didn't put too much on this side, but I was expecting to come through with the alien hives and just plow through. And so we see the whole setup here. Here are the dwarves, and here are the alien hives. Let's go to turn 1. The battle tank takes his shots at the devourer and nothing happens. He misses. And then these guardians move up and shoot at the machine gunners and take out 2 machine gunners. So these guys did very well in the first round. Yeah, lost those 2 guys. They are shaken because they get hit so hard. And then the attack vehicle comes up and tries to shoot at these guys here. Remember, deadly 3, if you can hit 2 of them and they fail their test, which they should with this high AP, you knock out over half their force. So that's what he's trying to do there. Unfortunately, he misses. The flamer comes out. Can't really do anything. The mortars then shoot. This is a big move here. Shoots at the snatchers, and they hit every single time, and the snatchers get obliterated. But they do pass, because they have the Snatcher Lord there, they do pass their morale check. Actually, they don't, I'm sorry. They fail their morale check. These guardians move up and continue to go after the machine gunners, knock out the last machine gunner, and then wounds the. And this was something I forgot to put on there. Oh, that was. Remember when I said forget about the guy? Yeah, the Rune Master. That was him. So yeah, he was part of the list. I goofed up there. So yeah, the Rune Master is there, and he's already getting hit. His machine gunners are gone. The other attack moves up, goes after the Flamer, misses spectacularly with double ones. Then we rally the Snatchers and rally the Rune Master. The Assault Grunts move into this building because they're fast and have Strider. Then the APC moves up and shoots at them and is able to take out one, I believe. Then Devourer moves up and goes after the APC. He's been waiting for this, and he destroys it with all of the warriors inside. Now, the way that I interpret the rule is they take a dangerous terrain check, they pop out, and they become shaken. Well, I pass all of my dangerous terrain tests, but they are shaken, so they're outside here, so they really can't do anything except rally. And that's how the first round ends. So over here, lost the APC. These guys are okay, though, but they basically lost a turn because of that. The Snatchers got obliterated, as well as the machine gunners. And that's pretty much all that happens in turn one. Yeah, we see that. The big heroes here with the Devourer, the Guardians did a really good job, and the Mortars for the Dwarves. So the Alien Hives with the Assault Grunts take over the, if you're looking from the Dwarf side, the rightmost objective. The attack vehicle takes over, I believe, the leftmost objective. And that's it. We go to turn 2. The Burrowers, these swarms, they pop up behind the right flank, right where this APC was destroyed. The jump pack also go on the extreme right, and they're going to be coming in against all these guys over here because they want to go after the little stuff, really. Then the Alien Hives shooters, the wing shooters, pop up right here, right next to the swarms. And so Overwhelm is going to be used by the Snatcher Lord, and it doesn't work. Actually, oh, excuse me. Target enemy model. So he's trying to take out the leader, take out the guild lord. 3 hits, AP 4. So it does work. And he does make, I believe, 2 saves. So yeah, so he takes 1 of the hits. So he was very lucky. He rolled 2 6s, which is exactly what he needed, is the 6. So now the Snatcher Lord and his buddy there run into combat. They hit 4 times, and they save 2 of them, so only 2 guys die. And so they're using close combat. So the Dwarves fight back, and they're able to do a wound on the Snatcher Lord and kill his buddy. And they succeed in their morale check. Actually, I think they both tied, so they didn't have to do anything. So these warriors now jump in and start beating up on these assault grunts. They knock out 4, and they fight back and take out 2 of the dwarves. They pass the morale check, so they're good. I forgot to put in this guy right here. See all the new guys that came in for the dwarves I totally forgot about. So I just pretended this is what he would have done. He would have moved up here. So he's kind of out in the open. So then the Guardians go after the guild, the Rune Master, and just go ahead and finish him off from that hill. Yep, he's toast. The attack vehicle moves up trying to take out, I believe he was going after the Devourer and missed both shots. He needs 4s. So they're not doing well. These Guardians come in and take out this attack vehicle. The battle tank moves up trying to hit, trying to flame these guys, because flamers still can do some damage here. Because there's 3 guys, and then use the main battle tank on the flamer here, trying to protect against all his warriors that are sitting over there. And I believe he does hit, but they pass their save. Now flaming over here does do 2 damage, but doesn't take off a model. These guys come in here and shoot their shot. They don't do close combat, and they're able to take out 1 of the mortars, which is pretty good. The jetpack warriors use their, I don't know why I'm pointing at that, but what the heck am I talking about here? Okay, there we go. Yeah, why am I pointing to those guys? I guess I'm shooting at them. Okay, I see. I'm using those, and then the plasma pistol goes after them and does only 1 damage. He passes his morale check, and so they really didn't do a whole lot. I don't think they killed. Let me go back here. Yeah, they didn't do anything to the assault grunts, which is really weird. But they did do a damage to the Snatcher Lord, but he survives and he's loving it. And so now these wing grunts, they're going to go after the jetpack warriors just sitting out there in the open. And they do a really good job taking out 4. The sniper, of course, really helped, and the veteran really helps. And did they lose another one? Probably to the veteran. So 5 total. And they fail their checks, and now they're pretty much out of action for the rest of the game. They're not going to be too useful. The mortars now shoot at the Guardians over here, and they're able to hit 1 of them, which gives a blast. Let's see. They hit 1, so really it should just be 2. Oh, you know, they got 3 miles here. So, but they make saves here, all their saves, so they're good. And then the assault grunts go to try to finish off these guys. These guys are tired from fighting the Snatchers, so they're not going to be very good fighters. And so they decide to go in here to try to secure this objective. And they get, looks like 2 hits, but they blow 2 saves, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, because of poison, I guess. Yeah, they got to re-roll the red die, so they now lose 3 guys. So really the champion is the only one that's left. And he swings back. I don't know how to interpret these dice. I forgot what happened here. But anyway, the end result is that these guys are wiped out. Oh, that's right, because he has to roll 6s to hit, and lost the battle, and because they are shaken, he's already going to run. So this whole jetpack, I've never seen them get wiped out so easily. So the assault grunts finished him off. All right, so this assault, he's trying to guard this objective here. He's going after them. He hits both of them, but I believe they failed their saves. Yes, they failed their saves, so they lose 2 of the Guardians right there. He fails his morale check, so he is now shaken. Devourer comes in. Let's see what the Devourer does. Devourer's, I believe he's going after the Slayer here, if I'm not mistaken. Gets 3 hits, and then they fail at least 2, and I think that's 2 regeneration, but it's still not enough because the the 1 hit is good enough for 3 damage, so it knocks out the Slayer. So now the the dwarves, I believe, are out of moves, so the flamer comes in going after the warriors, hits once. Oh no, hits twice because it's reliable. Remember, 2 up. So that's 6 hits, and look at all these saves they make. And they only need to make 1, and then regeneration doesn't help, so they lose 1 guy only. So that was a really good defensive roll. All right, so this is how this ends. The alien hives are able to hold on here, and they have overwhelming force on this flank here. The dwarves are starting to crumble. They lost their jetpack warriors. They're losing their regular warriors. They already lost the APC, and these mortars are in trouble. On the other side, you have the battle tank trying to maintain the middle here to hold this area, but he's got a whole mess of guardians plus the flamer and the devourer on this side. And this attack vehicle is almost dead. He's only got 2 hit points left. However, this guy is pretty much out of action, so if he could finish off this guardian and then start moving down the line, dwarves may have a shot at this, but they're running out of guys fast. So the APC moves in and I believe shoots at the devourer, if I'm not mistaken, does nothing. The guardians, let's see. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I was just showing some shots there of what it looked like. So now we go to turn 3. And this attack vehicle, he knows this guy is not a threat this turn. So he has to finish off these guys as quickly as possible before he dies. And so he shoots and he misses. These attack vehicles are not doing too well today. Then the Snatcher Lord, before he dies, he goes pretty much on a suicide run into the Dwarf Warriors. Uses a Spite Rune. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a Dwarf. He wants to use the... yeah, I was looking at the wrong sheet there. Anyway, he fails on his casting attempt. And then his regular attacks, he gets 3 attacks. Yeah, it was supposed to be terror, but he messed it up. They make 2 of their saves and then fail their regeneration. So they lose 1 warrior. And now they're going to attack back and finish off that Snatcher Lord. So Snatcher Lord is now out. However, these guys are now fatigued. But they're still going to shoot at these guys here because, you know, shooting weapons does not require not being fatigued. And they do a pretty good job. They do a fantastic job. They wipe out the assault gruns. So really in one fell swoop, the alien hive's left flank has pretty much collapsed. And they're not going to be able to hold on to that objective now. The Devourer moves in and hits the attack vehicle. Did the attack vehicle survive? I think it did. Anyway, the Hive Swarm move in on these mortars, and they don't do anything. The battle tank's going after, doing the same thing, going after the Devourer, and hits, and does 6 damage against the Devourer. Then he goes after with his flamers against the Guardians over here. And again, they have a really good roll. However, they do take a wound, and therefore they lose 1 guy. Then the flamer comes in, shoots through the window right over here. You know, kind of like, here's Johnny from, what was that movie where the guy goes crazy? Put it in the comments. I forgot the name of the movie. It was with Jack Nicholson. They're in an isolated hotel with nobody around, and he breaks through the door. He's going crazy. Anyway, the flamer goes ahead and shoots in there and does a pretty good job wiping out 3 of these guys. And they fail the morale test, so for the rest of the game, they're pretty much done. And then the wing grunts... Oh, the mortars are now shooting at the wing grunts, and they take out 2 of them. The Guardians now, these guys, what's left of them, they're going after this attack vehicle, and they blow it up. So now this attack vehicle is gone. This guy rallies, and then the wing grunts are trying to finish off these guys here. They are shaken because of the flamer, so going into close combat is a good idea because they're going to wipe them out. And so I believe they kill everybody but the champion. And the champion, what does he do? I don't think he does anything. He has to roll on 6s, and he can't hit, and he runs away. He fails his check, and he's gone. So now what looked like the collapse of the alien hives is turning into a total rout of the dwarves. Another thing I like about this game, where it just seems to go back and forth. You really don't know. You think you're winning, and then all of a sudden you're losing. You think you're winning, and then it goes back and forth. So the dwarves shoot with their attack vehicle here. Of course, he misses. I think the attack vehicles missed out of, let's see, they had 6 shots. I think they hit once. They missed 5 times. It's supposed to be 50-50, so they didn't do very well. And so, yeah, this is the situation where you have an attack vehicle, tank, and some mortars versus some hive guardians here, devourer, flamer, and wing guardians. And of course, you've got your swarms over here. So not looking good for the dwarves. As we go into turn 4. The battle tank moves up. He's going to go after all of these guardians. He fails with his gun, hits with his flamers, and they make a whole mess of saves. I think they made all their saves. Yeah, these guardians were very tough this time. Then the devourer goes after the attack vehicle and blows it up. Let's see, how did that all shake out? So he rolled, and because of sniper, he gets 2 hits. They failed their 2 saves. That is 6 points of damage, and this thing blows up. So it's gone. So really, the mortars are still there. So they shoot at the swarms. They hit. The swarms mess up, I think, all but one of their... So they lose a stand and then take 2 damage on another stand. The flamer goes after the mortars there and do some damage. The guardian comes over here and takes the objective. This objective is now being contested. The hive guardians go after the... yeah, that's going to be taken. That goes neutral. That goes to the alien hives, and of course on that side goes to the alien hives. So the way that we had it in the near side here, this is the left flank of the dwarves. The alien hives take this one. This one becomes neutral because the battle tank, the only thing left standing, is contesting this second one against the hive guardians. And we can see that a little bit better here, where alien hives, the battle tank's contesting this one, and then on the other side, the mortars are not doing anything to contest these 2 objectives over here. The wing guardians hold this area here. Flamer and devourer hold this. And all you got is battle tank and the mortars that are being attacked by the swarms and then going to be crushed. But that's where the game ends right there. So the alien hives have 3 objectives to the dwarves' 0 objectives. This was a clear, decisive victory for the alien hives. I am more impressed by the alien hives now that I've seen the Devourer in all of its glory. In a 2,500 point army, I mean, you're going to have to dedicate everything to kill this guy. He's got 18 toughness, defense of 2, I believe. He has regeneration. Yeah, you're going to need a lot of stuff to take out the Devourer, and he is the big difference. Ever since I put this guy on the board, the alien hives have been a completely different army. If I play alien hives against somebody, it's an auto include in my book. He just does too much damage. You're going to have to dedicate too many resources to kill him, and if you don't, he's going to go after your best stuff and blow it up. Whether it's now, if you swarm him with a bunch of little things, you know, one toughness guys, that's a different story. But then again, he's got Stomp, he's got the serrated claws or something, so he can handle himself in that situation. So this is a catch-all item. The Devourer is very, very impressive. You pay through the nose for the points, though. I think it was over 700 points for this guy. But I'm telling you, I think he's worth it. He's just too much of a dominant force on the board to be left alone. So yeah, that was the entire match there. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be doing different things moving forward. I'd like to do a campaign, start off with kind of like an escalation campaign, but using the rules that One Page Rules has put forward. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you the next time.